Oh, what to do with craft tape? Hi everyone, this is Marlene from Art by Marlene, and I'm excited to introduce you to my new washi tape, or craft tape as we call it. With this craft tape, which is just a blank canvas, you can create your own washi tapes. You can stick your stencils down, you can mask off pieces of your artwork, you can stick those die cuts down in an easy way. But today I'm going to show you in this short tutorial how to create your own washi tapes with these craft tape strips. So stick those down on a very smooth surface. You can do that on a piece of plastic. You can do it on your craft sheet, just any way you want to do it, but it has to be a smooth surface so we can remove it later on. And I'm going to put down some of my curry. That is the orange that you see there. That is the orange paint, the acrylic paints. And I'm going to use that with the artist sponges that I've got in my hand there. And the artist sponges, you're going to just smooth out your paint and just move it around on your washi tapes like you would do on a normal canvas as well. I'm going to use oranges, and I'll probably use some pinks. So this is the ballet, which is my normal pink. And I will also use some of my bright pink, which is called funky. That's more of a neon color pink. Just to create some interest on that page and just have a different tones in there. I'm going over to happy here, which is my yellow, and hot pink, which is like a red hot orangey pink color that you've got in there. So just move all of these paints till you've got your whole surface covered. And now I'm going to use some of my stamps. Like you can see the ones that I'm going to use. And I'm going to use these stamps just to stamp on my background randomly. No rhyme or reason, because it's going to be removed in different strips. You're not going to use it as a whole. And just stamp down there. I'm using StazOn inks because I want to be able to use my washi tapes in other mixed media projects. So I don't want anything water reactive. Of course, my acrylic paints are permanent as well, so there's no problem with using these in different projects and working with water over them. They won't be reactivated afterwards. So you can see me here stamping randomly onto that background with all the different stamps from the 3 stamp sets as shown. And it's notes and words and little notepads and textures, everything that I can find there just to get that interest onto my page. And I'm using black StazOn ink, but also the fuchsia, which is a bright pink a permanent ink, sorry. I had to think there for a moment. And these circles are just going to stamp down with the bright pink, and I used 2 different size circles. And now with these texture stamps, I'm going to add some of these textures as well with that bright pink in there. And I'm missing a bit of black, so I'm going back in and just using these little crosses and adding them, because that does just give more contrast, because you want thick lines, you want thin lines, you want big shapes, small shapes, and you've got a few different colors. I'm not happy yet, so I'm going to use happy, which is the yellow there, and I'm just going to paint around some of the shapes, adding more color and more depth in the whole project. Once I'm finished with the yellow, I'm also going to take out my white acrylic paint, which is the lace, and I will be adding some interest, and I will be painting around the shapes with the white acrylic paint as well. And that way you can see that you just elevate Some areas a bit more, you're pushing back some areas, and it does make the whole thing look more artistic, and just it gives it a bit of depth that you need, because otherwise everything becomes a whole flat surface in one single layer. And that, even if you create washi tape, that's not what you want to go for. You do want a bit of just interest in your pages, looking more more artistically, because you're working in layers on there. So you see I'm using just the Art by Marlene paint brushes there to add the paints around. Smooth them around until you are satisfied with what you are doing. And once you're finished, you can remove your washi tapes and just get any smooth surface. So you can use a mylar sheet or a plastic sheet to stick your washi tapes onto. And once you've removed all of your washi tapes and you stack them onto your mylar sheets, you can put them in a little pocket, so you can just keep them separate. So when you're ready to use them, you can just take them out and use them in your artworks or in your cards or your mixed media projects, whatever you are. You can see I'm just holding a piece of white paper behind the mylar sheet, because that mylar sheet is totally transparent. You will otherwise not really see that it is on a plastic sheet. So you can see it's easy to just pull them off and stick them to that plastic sheet. And I'll stick them on the back and on the front of that mylar sheet. That way I've got more surface to cover, and you can see the final result here. I've taken some photographs up close so you can really see the interest you create. And you can see that you've got all that small dainty patterns, the larger shapes and the different colors, which does create a very interesting final project. Please feel free to join us in the Art by Marlene Creatives group on Facebook, and you can follow me on Instagram at art_by_Marlene to see all of the latest projects by me and also by my great team.